Johnson County, Kansas, one of the fastest growing communities in the United States. A reflection of this growth was in the county's own offices. As they provided more services to a more diverse population, their workspace grew crowded and inefficient, as illustrated here in the soil and water testing labs. Meanwhile, the facilities department was looking for a better long-term answer. They concluded simply leasing more real estate wasn't the way to go. With a new approach, they could provide the county with an asset and show environmental leadership to the community.
Folks are expecting people to make the right environmental choices, especially their government entities. They're using their tax dollars, both because it is the right thing to do and because those that understand the issue know that it's the cost-effective thing to do.
The financial analysis that we ran on what is a LEED Gold building that has low energy usage and high adaptability for an expected pretty high churn rate, plus the low interest rates and lease avoidance. We rolled all those things together into a thorough financial analysis to justify not just building a building, but what level of environmental sustainability we were going to try to achieve.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
The team chosen was McCowan Gordon Construction and 360 Architecture. Their submittal emphasized an enduring, environmentally friendly educational facility. Throughout, teamwork was the key to driving both functionality and sustainability.
When you put this project in context of it's a 128,000 square foot building that's been designed and built in less than 16 months, that says a lot about the teamwork for the entire team.
In fact, from day one, in the design process, at our very first design charrette, we had all of us from the architect, we had all of the contractors there, we had the engineers, we even had some of the subcontractors there. And from the very first the very first design issue, both functionality and green were a part of the decision, so it drove everything.
This project has had less than 10 dumpster pulls for the entire project, and I can tell you from a normal project, had this not been a sustainable type project or a LEED certified project, we probably would have had over 40 to 60 dumpster pulls on the entire project.
The new Johnson County building has bioswales for treating stormwater, native plant species, and gray water recycling. Underfloor air distribution will give them end-user control, energy savings, and better air quality. The floor is also a portal for plug-and-play power and data.
Our clients really like it because, as the name says, you can unplug, move a desk or an office, and then plug it back in, and it makes the changeover time real quick. It cuts down on material waste, cuts down on labor, and it saves the environment.
Tearing down walls and putting up new sheetrock walls and painting. These are very disruptive things from an environmental perspective. They are always a challenge. We end up doing a lot of that kind of work after hours at a higher price. It's stressful.
We knew that we wanted movable walls. We also wanted to be able to remove the skins off of the walls easily so that we could repair the walls and or change the walls out if we needed to, because we can't control our environment. This building's supposed to last 100 years, so flexibility was extremely important in a lot of our decisions, actually all of our decisions.
After in-depth analysis, the county chose dirt movable walls, with their added advantages of parametric engineering for perfect module size and infinite horizontal furniture support.
The movable walls from day one was kind of one of our best value selections in this design process, and working with dirt has been wonderful. The product has matched what we had hoped for in the design of our building as well. So being able to have that flexibility and the owner having that flexibility is definitely come to fruition throughout the project, and it is looking wonderful.
Initially, Johnson County was having trouble finding a movable wall to achieve the aesthetics and function they need now and in the future. Then they saw Dirt's debut at the Neocon trade show in Chicago.
Neil Agrisano sketched a design trying to do horizontal lines to the wall system. And I said, no, Neil, everything's vertical in the movable wall world. And he said, oh, we weren't real thrilled about that. But when I walked into the Dirt showroom, there was the horizontal look, the aesthetics of everything that we had talked about 3 weeks prior to that. And I was like, oh, this is it.
We knew we needed movable walls to get the kind of flexibility that we were after. And we were enduring that decision aesthetically. until we found the dirt product, of course, which I'll say this as an architect, hands down is more aesthetically responsive than many of the other things we were looking at. So it made the decision easy then, not to compromise aesthetics and still get the functionality we needed.
Right there, you're good. The look is fantastic, and I love all of the lines and how they have to match up. In fact, one of my guys was telling me that he wanted more slop, so to speak, in the system so that he didn't have to get everything so perfect. And I said, no, I like it that way because you have to put it in right in order for it to look right. And we've had a lot of comments from other people, other trades that say, hey, this stuff looks great.
As a LEED certified building, the message of viable sustainability is communicated to the public and to in-house employees, giving them an understanding of how important this approach is to their own well-being.
The glass here is allowing the light to come in, and that's really nice. Very, very nice. And now the door here, is it a sliding door or is it?
We are doing signage, we're doing educational materials, we're planning tours for the building so that we can allow all the things that we've done in the building to be a tool to teach environmental lessons. These are movable walls. For example, this room right here, or the room behind you, probably in about 2 or 3 hours, we can take those down and the room could be gone and we can set it up somewhere else. The power and data are in the floor, as you can see from these square boxes. Breathe in. Huh.
This is a very, very historic occasion, and for many reasons. Clearly, we have not only served our taxpayers well, we have also raised the standard of excellence throughout the region and, quite honestly, throughout the state.
This building, I hope, gets eclipsed by more environmentally responsive buildings in the near future, all across the country and, of course, here. It's an interesting position to be in, leading in many ways as a government entity, but I think this is just the beginning.
The list is long of the positive comments we hear, not just from employees that work in the building, but from visitors. I think just from a design perspective, the dirt system is very aesthetically appealing. It is the avenue with which we bring light in deeper into the building, so people honestly just kind of innately appreciate that. And I think the quality of the construction, the way it's holding up well, it's only been 3 years, but it's holding up well over time, the hardware, the finishes. I think people appreciate quality.
The county has used modular furniture for many years. This was their first experience with modular walls. They found them to be such a benefit for this building, they're also using dirt walls for their new communications center.
So we can take those down, move them around without shutting down our 911 and our fire dispatch, which of course cannot be shut down. You don't build a facility that can handle an F4 tornado direct hit and say, well, but we're going to remodel now, so we're going to shut down. You know, that doesn't work. So it's a fantastic product in an environment like that as well.
The Johnson County building was conceived and built at a time when building green was still a new idea. By taking the lead on this issue, they provided a watershed for their community.
Our elected officials took a chance when they went along with our recommendations to build a LEED Gold building. They have received nothing but praise for having taken that chance, for the quality of what they received, for the value on the dollar that they received with it. I think that they've had a complaint or two about weeds as we were trying to get our native grasses to be established, but in the scheme of things, that's not bad at all.